Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a card using a small sampling of some paper strips that I have. I went through my pink pattern paper, and I cut out some strips that are 3/4 of an inch wide. I cut out several of those, and then some strips that are 1 inch wide. And then I've got some washi tape that I'm going to put in between the strips. So my card today is going to be white as usual, 10 inches by 7 inches, scored at the 5-inch line, fold it, crease it with your bone folder. And then I have a piece of lime green. This is just some that I got from Joann Fabrics. I cut this out with GinaK's Master Layouts 8, but you don't need that if you don't have it. This piece measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And then I also use Master Layouts 8 for this white cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I just use that one because I love the stitched edge on it. If you don't have that, you don't really need that. Then I have a piece of white. This is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and this is what I'm going to be putting my paper scraps on and then cutting out. I have a piece of white. I cut this out with Master Layouts 13, but again, you don't really need that. This measures 2 1/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And this is what I'm going to stamp on. And once I get my paper strips cut out, I'm going to use this strip from Master Layouts 8 to cut. We're only going to use a small portion of what I'm going to make. But I'll have enough on this card that I could do a couple of cards from it if I want to. And then I have this unknown floral stencil that I want to use. And then my big stamp. This is GinaK's spring clusters. I'm going to use the stamp. Not sure if I'm going to use the die cut yet, but it comes with stencils, so I'm going to use the stencils too. So let me get started. By first, on this white front, I just want to do a little bit of stenciling, and I'm going to see for the first time as if this grip mat will stick to my new silicone mat, and it moves around. But that's okay. As long as my paper sticks to it, that's okay. So that's one thing. If you get a silicone mat for your desk, your grip mats don't stick to it. All right. I'm just going to take these flowers, and there's not going to be a lot of this showing, just a little bit of it. So I'm going to take, I better clean this off to see what I had on it already. Do I have a piece of scrap paper up here? Yeah, I do. Okay. All right, I'm going to use Dusty Rose, but I'm going to use a very light hand. Yeah. I just want to see some flowers here and there, and I only want them to be very, very light. Just as a background accent. See how that looks. Yes, that's what I'm going for. And just a little bit of accent down here. Okay, because most of that's going to be hidden, so I only wanted it very light. And you probably can't even see anything on there. It's just a little bit of a pattern here and there, just to add a little bit of interest in the background. Okay. Now, I'm going to stamp while I have, I'm going to put this away because my stamping platform has a sticky mat in it, and I'm just going to use that for stenciling. Now, on this little strip of white, this is where I'm going to put my flower. And I'm wanting to use this one because it kind of goes up and down. Kind of get that centered there. And then I'm just going to ink this up with the VersaFine Claire Nocturne. And I don't believe I have used this particular stamp, so I just need to condition it. I have used others from this set, but I don't think I've used this one. So it doesn't hurt to try conditioning again if you have already conditioned it. And by that, I'm just rubbing my finger across it. There's a coating from the factory that comes on there. I'm going to try my new VersaFine Clear. It was really sticky in the last video. I'm just going to do a light coating and a light pressing. And it needs a little bit more pressing there in the middle. Okay. Well, over there it needs a little bit more. Maybe I didn't get enough ink right there. That's good. Now I'm just going to set that aside for just a second while I clean off this stamp. And I just had my tidy towel. Oh, where did you go? There it is. Just clean that off. And pick that up. Now, I'm just going to use this sticky mat in here because this sticks to the silicone and doesn't slide around. Now for this, the stencils for this set's a 3-piece set, but I only need 1 piece. That's this one. So I need the flower. Get that one lined up. Nope, not yet. This is always the interesting part, trying to figure out, there we go. Now I'm going to use the same dusty rose that I did for that background. However, I want this one to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to kind of smash my bristles down. And I'm going to get one of my little tiny brushes because I want to have a little bit more concentrated ink in the center. And then on the edges. And then this can get me more ink than the bristles can. And this will smooth out because GinaK's inks have a smoothing agent in them. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Now I just need to do the leaves. Okay. And there we go. All right, now I'm going to do my leaves in kind of like a bright green at first. I'm going to use key lime. So I need to clean off whatever green was already on here. And do these in key lime, which is a yellow green. But then I'm going to come in and add in some jelly bean green. And I have another little green brush that I'm going to come in at the base of each flower with, or each petal. And just add some jelly bean green to darken up the center. Not the center, the end. You know what I meant, I hope. Okay. And there we go. I have my flower. I've got a little extra pink over here, which I think I must have got it in the back of my stencil and didn't clean it off. So let's see if I can get that off with my sand eraser. Okay, now where did I put my sand eraser? Hello. Oh, there it is. Yep, came right off. All right. Okay, I'm going to set that aside to finish drying. And now I can work on putting my scraps together. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to start with the white with the pink pinwheels on it as my center strip. And it's okay, this isn't going to go all the way to the end. And that is all right, because I'm only going to use a portion of this. Now, I want to add in, do I want to go with this green or do I want to go with that green? I'm going to go with the bright green. Let's see if I can get this started here. And I'm going to put a strip, and I'm going right smack up against that strip. I'm going to go on both sides. And I need to move that one over a little bit. Now, I'm going to do the striped one on each side of that. This is where I find out how good this silicone mat is for the glue that goes behind. I'm not using this in my day-to-day. This is just for recording purposes. I felt that the glare from the glass mat was a little too shiny. Now, you know what? I'm going to throw in that dark green strip. Why not? Just to add a little bit of different color. Because I've got two colors on the green, and I think this one goes nicely with this striped paper anyhow. Now, so even with the ruler, I don't get straight lines. Okay, now I want this floral. Yeah. And then I'm going to skip the washi tape to put down the next one, I believe. I'll see. I'll lay it down and see if I like it or not. I might want to do the white. I said most of this is not going to show on this particular card, but I am going to save it. Yeah, if I do that, then I can do right there. Good way to use up your scraps. And I should be able to get like 2 cards out of this if I cut it judiciously. All right, now I'm going to take that bright lime green again. Now I'll use the pinwheel one down here. And I just need a small piece. So I've got some more strips there that I can even do something with, that I think I'll take one of those strips and put on the inside of the card. And maybe on the flap of the envelope. I like to stamp on the outside of the card or the envelope. I don't always like to glue things down because I'm afraid they come off and get stuck in the postal machinery. All right, now let's see if I can, how easy this is going to wipe up. Very nice. I think I'll just wet it a little bit with my tidy towel now. And good. No sticky glue that I have to scrape off my glass mat. Okay, scissors, scalpel, retractor. I sounded like I was in the operating room. Did not like the operating room. I'm a retired nurse, and I thought the operating room might be kind of fun and interesting. Oh no. Good thing I was standing in a corner because, well, this was a long time ago when I was just a student nurse. I saw the tools they were using for a hip replacement at that time, and I just went to the floor. And then again, when I watched them do a pacemaker, I was on the floor. So I found surgery was not for me. I had originally gone into nursing. I wanted to do be a nurse midwife. However, I found that wouldn't work because I wanted to take all those little babies who had not so good mothers home with me. And that wouldn't have worked. I would have burned out. So I ended up in, I did adult med surg first, and then I went into pediatric nursing. And then I finished my career as a school nurse. All right, now I'm going to cut this out. That actually looks very pretty. I'm not so sure about this dark green, but I think it's going to work. All I need to do is cut that small piece out now. And what do I want to focus on? I'm just going to cut that right there. And I should be able to get one more and then a small piece down here. But I'm only going to do the one today. Okay. All right. Cute little piece. Set this aside for now. And now let's put this together. I do need to do a little bit, one more stamping. I need to do a sentiment strip, but this is what I'm envisioning for this card. These two like that. Then I want the paper strip here, the floral strip here, and this is a little too, still too white for me. I think I need to cut this, die cut this out. Let me try that. I've got the dies right here. It just needs a little something, I think. And if I did that, it would still be too white. Yeah, it's still too white. Though I think cutting this out is going to help some. And I didn't get the right die cut here. I think it's this one. All right, the lid on, cut this out. That's nice, but I'm wondering, I'm going to take this green, and I'm going to cut that strip out of green out of the middle of this and see how that looks behind the flower. Might be a little too much, but I'm going to try it. It just needs something to center the attention. What if I move this over here and this over here with the flower? And big no. I want that. I definitely want that on there. Okay, I'm going to get an oval. Just a minute. I'm going to put you on pause while I figure this out because it's just not coming together for me and I need to think for just about like 5 minutes. Hold on. Okay, I've got an idea. I have the stitched oval die from Want to Scrap, and I cut that out, and I thought I'd put the flower on the oval. Seeing where I want to place the oval, that is another. If I take this off, it's just too white. Never thought I'd say that. A card was too white. I just put a little bit of a shadow. Oh, I'm going to cut out a couple of them, I guess. If I want to go this way and have this flower, if I put the flower down here and put my sentiment on here. Okay, now I'm going to take the flower die stencil and I'm just going to do this on the mat. I'm going to add some lime green flowers in here. It just needs a little something. So I'm going to use the key lime. So let me get my green. It just needs a little something. So here, there, and everywhere, I'm going to add in some green. This may be the wrong thing to do, but that's okay. It's just paper. Let me see how that will look. Because that'll go behind there. And then if I have that like that, and then the flower down there, the sentiment on there. Okay, that's my plan, and I'm going to do it. Okay, so let's put the card together, and then I'll stamp my sentiment. Sometimes the ideas that you have in your head don't always work out. So you try and think of something you can do to change it up and make it work. But if it doesn't, you can always just put it in the bin or set it aside. Think on it, maybe even for a day, and come back to it because you never know. Maybe if you have a friend come over, what do they think it might need? You sometimes get some really cool ideas that way. Or someone could say, what if you put that on there? Or when you go to sleep, sometimes your brain comes up with ideas. That's usually the nights I don't sleep very well because my brain doesn't shut off. What can I do different? And then I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put this one flat, and then I'll pop up the center oval after I stamp on it. Okay, let me get out my stamping platform. Set that aside for just a brief moment. So if I have my flower down here, I want to use the stamp that came with this set. For grateful for your love and support. Now I know I have not used this stamp, so it will need conditioned. And I'm just going to rub my finger across it. They make erasers for conditioning. Fingers work. And I'm going to go with my old VersaFine for a sentiment. My new one's still just a little too juicy for my liking, because I have a heavy hand, and that sometimes squishes the letters out, makes them fatter in a non-uniform way. That's good. Okay. All right. Get my card base back. Okay, it's looking better. It honestly is. Now I'm going to pop this up, and I'm going to use, I have some circle dots I got from Hobby Lobby. They're about 1/8 of an inch thick, so they have a little bit of a higher loft. I have foam strips, but they're a lower loft. And I want this to stick up a little bit, but not forever in your face. I'll put that there. Oh, I didn't quite get that. There we go. Now I want this to come off, so I'm going to cut one of these in half, because I'll need the bottom of it to be sticking up as high as the center oval is. And then the rest I can glue down flat. Take the backing off the tape strip. Okay, now to add a little bit of bling, I have, this is a pack of rhinestones I was given for Christmas. And it has both pastel pink and pastel green. Add a little bit back here. All right, so I'm thinking I'm going to put a medium pink here. I'm just going to add some here. I'm just going with the flow. I'm putting my dots of glue down. I'm committed to putting something in that spot. And of course, my bent tweezers were All right, I'm going to put a pink one, a medium size, right there. Well, come on. And then I want a large green one down here in this corner. And a medium green one. I put glue down. These still have sticky on them, but the sticky sometimes comes off. And I think I'm going to put a large pink. A tiny green. Well, come on, get off my finger. That one doesn't want to go on the card. It's saying no, no. I don't want to go on this card. But you did. Look at that. Oh, there's a cat hair. Well, and the tweezer doesn't want to get it. There we go. Got it. I think another, oh, we're going to go with a tiny pink one. Okay. Now, I did want to take one of these strips, and I'm going to put it on the inside of the card. I'm going to go with this one. Just going to glue that down and cut it off. Just right along the edge, like so. Cut off the top and the bottom. Okay, that's my card for today. Definitely different, not quite what I was envisioning, but I like it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay warm. During the night tonight, we're supposed to get freezing temps and freezing rain, which could give a lot of issues to people out there. And I think it's pretty widespread storm that's coming tonight. So everyone stay safe and warm, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.